Hello, welcome to my peer grade assignment for the course Human Factors in AI. Today we'll be discussing an opportunity for a trainer brand whose campaign managers use online and offline data, sale data specifically, for the marketing campaigns. They are currently using the bulk emails and the leaflets, which they post and also distribute in the shops uh, for the communication about their marketing campaigns. There's a lot of resource wastage in it because too many campaign managers working to collect this data and further communicate that. But response rate is really low, which is also affecting the team morale too. So we are proposing there's an opportunity to use machine learning here. We'll be using two-step ML system. In first step, which we will segment the groups, the customers with the same characteristics into groups. So we'll segment them and we'll run the predictive models for each of these groups. So now we'll do the task analysis, and afterwards we'll discuss the user experience design. And in the end, we'll see the considerations in terms of privacy and ethics into that. So task is simply as we just discussed that we want to create a mail list for our monthly marketing campaigns because they run marketing campaigns every month. So that would be a regular cadence for that. And as we're using for our ML system, we're putting a target that we would, in first quarter, we would be able to double our response rate from very low 15% to at least 30%. So our application would be marketing campaign optimization engine, and our users here are those campaign managers who are currently using a manual way to run those campaigns. These campaign managers will log into the system and in which there will be already segments of the customers available. And for each of these segments, they will run ML model. And afterwards, when they will get the mail list, they can change those mail lists and also they can add further features in terms of new business rules. Because let's say if there's a campaign running for the Christmas time and they want to add certain customers into that and change the business rule accordingly about the discounts and everything, they can do that. So it's so that experience user which they would be having, it would be more like an augmentation tool for them. It's not fully automated system in which the campaigns are running and the mail lists are creating and these emails are automatically running to our customers without any human intervention. And also there's a clear human intervention, user intervention available in terms of adding and removing any thing in the mail list also. So users have option to override the business rules as we discussed, and also these overrides would be used as a feedback loop for fine tuning these models. Because let's say 1 month we ran a campaign and we did some overrides into that, they would be incorporated back into the model. And these overrides would be very clearly communicated. They won't be running in the silos there. So business would be very closed loop, uh, kept into very closed loop for this model building process. And also there would be very clear communication about the uncertainty around the accuracy of these models too, because no model can be the silver bullet. So it very clearly communicate what would the business effect and the value of these models when they would be running, and also how the output and outcome matrices are affected with the use of these models. Either our campaign response rate has improved or decreased. There will be very clear communication in accordance to that. Um, this company is based in EU, so we would be adhering to the GDPR. So there will be very strong privacy considerations into that. So all the aspects of EU GDPR which are mentioned here We will be adhering to like customer have right to access to the data. They have right to be informed in case like in unfortunate circumstances we lose customer data and everything. And they can also object on any usage of their data also. But the main part of there is that like the customers who would be part of the campaign list, they would have to be opted in for these marketing communications. And also they have right to opt out anytime. Even though if they, let's say, have opted in during the purchase, they can opt out anytime, and they should be opted out into that term. So EU GDPR and privacy considerations are very strong part of this application. There will be ethical considerations also. The main aspect of that would be the fairness. Like people with the same background, they should be treated fairly in terms of offering discounts or anything like that. And if there would be any bias in terms of gender, race, or sexual orientation, they shouldn't be the part there. So that's the reason the human intervention is really involved into that, to put this feedback loop into the model. And there will be group level fairness in there also, like certain groups there shouldn't be um, just benefiting from the discounts or these kind of bits which would be coming out of these part of campaigns. So there's a very brilliant ethical checklist available for the data sciences by Alan Fritzel. We would be keeping into that in consideration in creating this application. There will be very clear accountability towards the model team for the data creation and the maintenance of that application. And the campaign managers, they can raise the issues to the model team if they see anything which is different in terms of data, and if they have any object there, they can clearly raise it. And also they can override the model suggestions also anytime, which again, as they would be very well transparently communicated to them, it would become part of the uh, as a feedback loop for the fine tuning the model too. And there will be very clear uh, um, thing about clear communication about the features about which would be being used in this model too, and the importance of these features too. And there would be no black boxes in the model. Means like everyone should be clear about that, like how data is processing this model. Thank you very much for that.